Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Mom and Son Convos podcast. My name is Owen. I'm joined here by my mom.
Hi everyone, welcome back to the Mom and Son Combos. This is Nella. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome
They can't hear you, by the way.
back. Hi everyone, how's everyone doing? Hope everyone is doing well. How was your week, oh?
Normal until the end. It was very stressful towards the end of the week preparing for Tuesday.
And what's going on Tuesday?
A competition for science research.
And what are you guys competing against? You want to elaborate or are you just going to give me one?
What are we competing against?
Yeah.
Other kids.
Okay, doing what?
Dude, it's
Like somebody that doesn't know what science research is,
it's
you're competing against what? You could be competing against racing a car. Like what are you talking
that's
about?
science. It's anything.
Okay, so what is your project about that you're going to
It's
display
too
on
hard to
Tuesday?
explain. You
Okay.
can't explain it. It's hard to explain to a person who doesn't understand science. If you don't understand it, it's not
Well, Owen is having a competition on Tuesday, March whatever day, 27th,
28th.
28th, and here at his school they compete against other schools um with their science projects. I think their projects is with mealworms.
Yes.
With mealworms, whatever that entails. So they're going to compete with one another. Different schools from different districts. They have to go to the school at 6 o'clock in the morning. He's been coming home late last week because they're preparing for this, and it's a cash reward. And I kept asking Owen, if you win, do you get the cash or does the school quote unquote get the cash? Like, how does that work? How does that work? If
I'm not
you if
sure how it works. This is my first competition.
Okay, so Owen has a little attitude right now. So we'll tell you guys in the next podcast, A, if Owen won, and B, the person that did win, if it wasn't Owen, what prize, how much money do they receive?
$150.
Okay, so it's 150. He knows that, but he doesn't know if you physically get the cash yourself or do you have to A, split it with your teammate because he does have a partner working with him. How many kids altogether that's in your school going? Like
I
20?
I can't know because it's only the seventh and eighth
Oh, okay. So it's 7th and 8th grade. They're competing and it gets to be it's televised, I believe, right?
grade. No,
No, this one is not televised?
it's not a big event.
Well, they're competing. So Owen was pretty tired last week. He's going to be, he's excited because he even stayed home late or he even stayed at school late on Friday, fixing his project. So I'm excited for him, even though he doesn't sound so excited. But I'm excited for him to find out what happens. Who wins if he's going to participate again in this science research program come high school. We getting ready for high school. When we guys met, Owen was in fifth grade and now he's going to the ninth grade. So, what else? Do you have to ask me any questions? Do you want to talk about something?
No, I don't have any questions for you right now.
Owen is being more sociable. I love that. He he initiated him taking the bus by himself today. The public bus, which was pretty cool. Where's my Metro card? Threw it out.
No, it's on the in my wallet.
Does it have any more money on it? It's finished.
Because it got it. It had enough for me to go.
Also, it just had one way. Oh, okay.
No, it had enough for me to go back, and then we took the bus to McDonald's.
Also, it was a round trip,
Mhm.
so you had enough to go and come back.
Mhm.
Oh, but because you went to
We
McDonald's,
stopped.
you
Yeah.
stopped. Okay. Okay, so I gotta refill it because next weekend is gonna be a nice weekend. Maybe you're gonna use it again. Maybe I could go to the mall this time.
Next week.
Next weekend, you told me
Next.
it's gonna be like 70 degrees, 68
Yeah,
degrees.
but it's gonna rain.
Oh, so you could still go to the mall.
Next weekend we're on break, so I
Yeah,
don't know.
ask your friends if y'all want to go to the mall. Look
Okay.
around. That sounds like a good idea, don't it?
Mhm.
Um, So yeah, that was up with Owen. So he had a pretty hectic. It's gonna be a pretty hectic week this week because of the the science research. Um, what is it called?
Competition?
Competition. There you go. So what else? Did you hear about the teacher that
No, you keep telling me, but
I was trying to look it
I
up. The
haven't I
teacher
haven't heard of it.
that
I
whipped her. Excuse
bless you.
me. Sorry. That whipped her children, and she's a teacher. I'm trying to pull it up. I read it last night. I don't know how recent this is, but a teacher whipped her children with an extension cord. I don't know how many classes have extension cords in it.
Every class.
They have extension cords?
Mhm.
Oh, I didn't know that. So yeah, they show her on video whipping the student, and she was released from her duties after they found that she whipped the kids with a extension cord. I'm not saying it's right. I don't condone violence, but I completely understand. How would you feel if your teacher get upset and she's telling you guys, or he's
Well, first off, if the teacher ever whips a kid with an extension cord in our school, they would get jumped by the kids because they have no remorse for the teachers in my school. Like, they would physically punch the teacher in their face if they try to hit them. That happened before.
So you mean to tell me if it because they showed the student hit the teacher first. They showed that.
That's different.
But because the teacher picked up an extension cord and whipped she was whipping her.
Yeah,
Like
because they're gonna make it. Was a little girl black?
I don't want to make it a race thing.
Man, that's what they're gonna do. But
But
no,
it was they were all the same race.
if that happened in our school, the teacher would get visibly jumped by the students. So I remember this one time there was a fight happening, and it wasn't really a fight. It was just like an argument where they were in each other's faces, and then the teacher tried to step in. They like punched the teacher in his face. They broke his nose.
But you think that's okay?
No, I'm just giving you an example of it. Wouldn't They wouldn't really let that happen.
I remember when I was in school, we had Muslim security guards, and a lot of the times the security guards had to go in the corner and pray and do whatever the Muslim religion do, but they were very disrespectful. And I remember there was I don't like seeing men fight. Watching men fight is the scariest, most heartbreaking thing to watch. But imagine being, how old are you in 11th or 12th grade? 15, 16, 16, 17, whatever. Between
17.
15 to 17 years old. So I remember there was a fight. It was two guys fighting. It was towards the end of the day, and the security guards were not stopping the actual fight, but they were throwing my friends, or my, what are they called when we go to school? My Not my classmates,
Peers?
my peers. Thank you. I just had a brain fart. They were throwing my peers on the ground to get to the fight. So you see these grown men picking up children and slamming them, and I'm like, what is going on? So the guys were like, why are they slamming us? So then the people that were fighting, the kids that were fighting, turned on the security guard. It got so hectic that they called the police. And I recall one of my peers, asking me to write a letter because the um he was suing the security from the school, and I wonder if he ever got some money from it because I never saw him after that. I never. I want to say his name so bad, but I never saw him after that. I wonder if he got money from that. But yeah, so I don't condone violence, but in a situation, words, you do get frustrated, you do get heated, children and adults. But when you sign up for an education position, I recall when Owen was in preschool, and the teacher used to always call me. Oh, Owen picked up a scissor. Oh, Owen is playing with glue. Oh, and I had to pull her to the side and say, why are you always calling me for the minor things? And her response was, I'm not a disciplinary. I'm here only to teach the kids, And that's it. I said, so you're in the wrong business. Because every occupation I had, I just didn't do one description of my job. I had to do 59 description things in my job because that's what it called for. So, as an educator, to tell me that you're not a disciplinarian, that's not your job to do. Yeah, it is. Because if he's picking up the scissor, you're going to call me from work at work and tell me he's picking up a scissor. So, take the scissor or tell him to put down a scissor or he's playing with glue. So, I don't, it's just I'm going off on a tangent again, but let me just go back to what we were talking about. I don't condone violence, but I understand because these kids are rude. And I tell Owen all the time, be mindful how you speak to adults. Don't be disrespectful. Even if your friends are disrespectful, check them. Like, yo, calm down. It's not called for. Be easy. Don't disrespect these people. But when that teacher got that extension cord, I was like, ooh, here we go. But I'm not gonna make it a race thing. I don't really care about race because at the end of the day, I'm pretty sure that the student did strike the teacher first. So she was acting in self defense, but they terminated her on site. What else are we gonna talk about? We're transitioning into the spring and the summer on the East Coast over here, well everywhere on the East Coast. Like, where who else is that having spring? The whole United States? No.
The whole United States
Yeah,
doesn't
sorry.
have
That was sorry,
spring.
sorry, sorry. Sorry. But as it was coming out my mouth, I'm like, nope, don't say that. But yeah, we're transitioning from winter to spring here. It rained all weekend, but it was a warm day today. I went to church. It was a good sermon. And what I appreciate about it, because I'm a giver to the point.
This is, before you continue, this is what I have to deal with every day of every hour of my life. Just full on tangents about the most randomest stuff ever. And you just gotta sit there and just take it.
No, you don't have to take it. I asked you for your input. So what would you like to say since I'm rambling?
I don't have anything to
So
say.
don't make it sound like I'm just talking out my ass and it's not for nothing. We're doing a podcast. So what would you like to talk about?
No, I'm just saying in general. Like
Eh,
when we're not doing the podcast and I'm trying to go to sleep, you start telling me about your life story and what happened in '87. Like I don't get it.
whatever. Talk about it, 87. You try to make me feel old. Anyway, I forgot what I was talking about. Oh, I went to church and I'm a natural giver. And the pastor was saying, if you're a natural giver, give. If that's what your heart says to do. But then in the same token, you don't give to expect anything back. But then when the person knows that maybe you're a giver and they start asking for certain things, you're like, hold up, wait a minute. So, but yeah, church was good today for me. Remember we used to talk about we're gonna say three things that make us
Not
feel okay.
this. Not this, please.
Yeah, so I was thinking we don't have to say three things that make us feel okay. We could say two things because I've watched other podcasts and maybe I don't know if they're listening to our podcast. They try to do something similar. I don't know because our views are very low, so I could just be talking out my ass right now, but two things that made me feel okay or happy or stress free this week was I went to church and um what else did I do that made me feel relaxed? Did I go oh, I went shopping at like 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. I went um shopping online, purchased some dresses for this wedding that I'm about to attend. So that should be fun for me. Okay, let's say two things that made you feel happy this week.
Well, this week was just stressful to me. So there was nothing that really made me happy because my brain was just like full on in work mode. I haven't really had a time to take a break, a breather until like Wednesday where not everything is fine. So I can't tell you anything because it's just been stress. It's just been literally go. It's wake up, work, work, work. School ends and I'm still doing work. It's very, very stressful.
But today you had a nice day.
Yeah, but I still have to worry about work.
Yeah, but you had a nice day.
Yeah,
What did you do today?
I went to the park.
And what else? Elaborate on what is the
That's all. I went to the park and played basketball. What?
You went to the park with your friend. You caught the public bus for the first time by yourself. With you and your friend, even though y'all got off the wrong stop. But you learned from that. Would you do it again? Would you get on the bus again?
I mean, sure. It's
Oh,
not. It's not that bad.
is
As
that
long as it's not packed. If it's packed, I'm not getting on.
so? What would you do if it's packed?
I'm gonna just walk.
Oh, okay. So and that's why your body is sore.
My body's sore because I fell.
Oh well, you think you Kobe Bryant out there playing? Oh, and then we're getting ready for lacrosse this week. I'm forcing Owen to play lacrosse. Yes, I said forcing because he didn't want to do it, and I want him to try different sports to see if he likes it. The only thing I told him he couldn't try was football, but he's trying out lacrosse,
But
even though
lacrosse and football are the
it's
same
same.
amount of
But it's
tackling.
fine. But you could get a scholarship in lacrosse quicker than you could get a scholarship in football. That's what we're working on. Is I'm looking at the long term. I'm not looking at what we're doing right now, ninth grade or eighth grade.
You don't have to get a
Yeah, but it'll be nice if you were offered a sports scholarship, and it'd be nice if you're. It don't have to be academic or sport. Just make it in a scholarship. When Owen is starting. Owen is starting lacrosse this week. Lacrosse is very expensive. From the cleats to the equipment is expensive, and I guess I'm just used to just the little jerseys and call it a day and buy sneakers. But the lacrosse is pretty expensive, but we'll see if we like it or not. Um, anything else you want to talk about? See, he doesn't want to talk, but then yeah, he complains when I keep rambling. So
No, I was saying that this is what I have to go through on a 3 a.m. day.
no, it's not. I don't speak to you at 3 o'clock in the morning, Owen. Don't
Feels
play
like you
me.
do.
No, it's don't. It doesn't feel like 3 a.m. I'm talking to you at 3 a.m. Um, So, like always says, we do have convers. You see, he's allowed to say I talk too much, but then yet when he's talking, I'm not allowed to say, look,
I don't talk.
you do talk, especially when you want something. His oh mom, you okay? You're right. Did you see those sneakers? Or I put some stuff in my shopping cart. So yeah, so you do talk. Um, So I guess we're gonna just wrap it up. Make sure you guys are talking to one another, asking each other questions, find out what's going on in these kids' lives. Make sure you check out our social media, Mom and Son Convo 6 on Instagram, and the Facebook is Owen Nella. Until next time, we talk to you guys again.
Bye.
Bye.